It is God's desire to make available to the believer all things that are needed for your victory and for your effective witness. Please listen. It is God's desire to make available to the believer all things that are needed for your victory, all things that are needed for your effective witness. When I sent you, lackest thou anything? God does not send a man and not back a man. I've taught you the 5 elements that follow any calling: your mandate, your platform, resources, and then the divine backing. When I sent you, lackest thou anything? And they said nothing. It is God's desire to make available to the believer all things. Somebody shout, all things. All things that are needed for your victory and all things that are needed for your effective witness. Look up, please. Take note of my words. You see, God is not a selfish God. So he's not just concerned about you serving him. He's concerned about you walking in victory while you serve him. If all God is concerned about is using you for his program, then he's no different from Satan. Are we together? Because Satan uses men, and while they are about his assignment, he empowers them too. So what then is the difference between God and Satan? The difference between God and Satan is that he looks beyond just his program. It is your victory and then his program. And his program is not for himself. His program is still for man. So when you are thinking about the provisions of God, sometimes as preachers, in a bid to teach people to be surrendered, in a bid to teach people to be very consecrated and yielded, we make the mistake of misrepresenting God. We sell an idea of a selfish God who is not interested in their personal well-being. Just serve him. Even if you die, serve him. Even if you are poor, serve him. Forget about your needs, just serve him. And I understand what we mean to say, except that if we do not eventually balance it, we will give the picture of a selfish God who has every other thing, and yet he wants to use men like tools. It is the attitude of dictators. God is not a dictator. He's a benevolent God. God is not just using me to preach the gospel. No, it's an honor for me to serve his purposes, but there are benefits. Say there are benefits. Shout it. Say there are benefits. Bless the Lord, oh my soul, and forget not his mission. There is his mission, but there are benefits. You need to remember all. Don't just remember the mission, remember his benefits. My goodness, the hymn writer said it pays to serve Jesus. It pays, not just eternally, it pays.